Boy, Donald Trump is moving fast. The week after the election, he's now picked more of the senior team he's going to take into government. And they're all really like the ones I went through yesterday. Tough, you know. Although, I wonder at the experience of Trump's incoming Secretary of Defense, who'll be overseeing the mighty US military, the world's biggest military force. He's Pete Hegseth, who's just 44, co-host on Fox News and a friend of Donald Trump. Now, it's true, he does have military service, but he rose to no more than infantry captain in the Army National Guard, just the captain in the National Guard, although he did serve in Afghanistan and Iraq and, you know, performed very well by all accounts. Now, this retired captain is now going to be in charge of generals and admirals, and he has a radical anti-woke agenda.
DOD employees are going to have to take mental health days tomorrow with this news because Pete Hegseth is dedicated to taking wokeism out of the military, which if you love the U.S. military and you love this country, you have to do. They've been distracted. We live in a very dangerous world, and he's vowed to get rid of generals. He doesn't care who you are, but if you're distracted from the mission to take care of your virtue signaling and your wokeism, he wants you out of there.
I kind of hope he's going to be more focused on China and things like that. But anyway, at least it's a good contrast to what's going on here, where the Albanese government's got our defence forces to write down its plans to go net zero emissions. You know, and the Army's Defence Force saying, oh, look, we'll explore using, for instance, electric Bushmaster vehicles and all that kind of nonsense. Joining me on Culture Wars is Rowan Dean, Editor-in-Chief of The Spectator Australia, and host of Outsiders here on Sundays at 9 a.m. Rowan, our defence bosses have declared war on the climate. Trump's has declared war on woke. Which is closest to getting a military that will actually fight?
Well, definitely the war on woke has to be won. And what Donald Trump is doing, Andrew, it's astonishing. We are living in the most extraordinary times at the moment. This is a pivotal moment in Western history. Donald Trump ain't mucking around. So this appointment and all his other appointments, what he is doing is he's putting in place people who, in my opinion, he's putting in place people who can carry on his fight even if he ain't there. And when I say even if he ain't there, let's not forget there have been 2 assassination attempts on him already. There's all that lawfare stuff. They tried endlessly to put him in prison. So it could be a grim he's not there, or it could be a positive he's not there, that he's put all the right people in place so he can go to the golf course at Mar-a-Lago and enjoy himself. But the key thing here, Andrew, is the mistake we now know that Donald Trump made in his first term was he actually went for people who were the normal suspects from Washington, from the swamp and so on, these characters who were didn't really understand Trump's agenda. The people he's now surrounding himself with absolutely understand what Donald Trump has to achieve and the mountain they have to climb to get there. We are living in a period when the Western world has basically caved in to this quasi-socialist woke agenda, which is metastasized throughout every institution, throughout our schools, our universities, most corporations, certainly all the big institutions of government. And Donald Trump has 4 years to dismantle a lot of this woke garbage, including the climate change cult, which is destroying industries throughout the West, emboldening China, giving riches to the rest of the world while we impoverish ourselves. That's just a tiny part of the agenda. Donald Trump is determined to do what he set out to do originally, and he's putting in place the most phenomenal team. It's a Renaissance team. It's every individual there who's committed to the Trump agenda, and he's going to see it through, and they will see it through,
contrast is amazing,
even if
bro.
he ain't around.